Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, can you please read this portion?
Yes, ma'am. Vermi composting toilets. A vermi composting toilet is a process that involves earthworms which treats human excreta. The entire human waste is converted into vermicompost.
Correct. So what happens in a vermicomposting toilet is that basically all the waste that comes out, right, all the human excreta that comes out is being treated by earthworms, right? Earthworms. Vermi means earthworms, right? So these earthworms, what they do is that basically, all the human excreta that comes out, they kind of they break it up. They break up the larger or the bigger particles into very small organic substances. And over a period of a few months, you will find that it is almost converted into soil, right? Uh, Nowadays in cities, there's a there's this in thing, using vermicompost soil, but those vermicompost soil are different. Kitchen waste is being used. What are those kitchen waste? These kitchen waste are vegetable peels, veggie peels, fruit peels, right? If there is any leftover food. So all these things, what they are done is that, normally people dig up a big pit or they take a huge drum or a bucket and they keep collecting the daily kitchen waste into this drum on a daily basis, and then they cover it with a newspaper or a block of wood, right? And then they keep adding, and then so after and they also leave some worms, as in some earthworms here. So over a period of 15 days or 1 month, they keep turning it upside down, so that everything gets mixed up properly. So over a month or maybe 2 months or 3 months, depending on the capacity, you will find this has become an extra rich soil. And this soil is known as the vermicompost soil. And this soil is found to be extremely useful in case of plants. Because, all the kitchen waste, the kitchen peel, fruit peels, veggie peels, they are extremely rich in, all kinds of proteins, vitamins, nitrogen, etc. And the earthworms have acted on that. They have further added certain enzymes. Similarly, this is about kitchen waste. This was how kitchen waste is treated. But the bathroom waste is also, the human excreta is also treated similarly, where a lot of earthworms are being released into that compost pit for them to break it up, to act it up, and then they bring it to a proper soil, which can be used again in a farmland.
Flush toilet system that is being used by 10 million people every day. Advantages: they are affordable at price. They require less space. Disadvantages: though easy to maintain, they should be maintained properly. It needs attention of government or private agencies.
Correct. So basically, there was this gentleman by the name Mr. Pathak. I don't remember his full name, but he is a person who had actually started with the concept of Sulabh toilets, right? He belonged to a village, and then, he's actually, so this was quite a few years back, 50, 60 years back. So he saw how the sewage disposal system was there in India. It was really pathetic during those days. Villages were even worse, right? People, as I said, discussed the other day, they didn't even have washrooms in their houses, right? So situation was like really bad. So that is when he thought of developing toilets, which were like community toilets, right? So that one village, could use, at least there would be 10 to 15 toilets together, and one village could use those instead of, excreting in the public or in the field or in the near the pond, right? So coming from there, what he did is that, he slowly he named it Sulabh. Sulabh matlab, so that it's available to all and it's environmental friendly. It is, it is of dignity and respect to the woman, right? And he also developed quite a few very cheap forms, so that the villages can build on their own. Very easy to build, easy to make kind of toilets, right? So then he went international, and then he named it Sulabh International. So what is it? It is basically a twin pit pour flush toilet system that is being used by 10 million people every day. Twin pit, matlab it has got two pits into it, right? So what happens is that if this is the toilet out here, so all the excreta comes to this one pit. Here all the solid is being sedimented here. The extra water comes here, and here also the remaining solid comes and deposits, and some water also comes here. This only happens after this becomes filled up, right? And over a period of time, these are also to be properly maintained, but the cost of maintenance is much less, right? So they are very affordable, extremely affordable, because any villager can just dig up huge pits and they can make it, right? They require less space. They require less space because they are twin pits. They can be dug on the earth, right? So you really don't need another separate place for it, right? But there are a certain disadvantages. That is, though it is easy to maintain, they should be maintained properly. Out of those two twin pits, maybe one has already got filled up and they have not noticed. So that will not be allowed. Then it will be overfill, and so there would be a lot of discomfort and problem. So there has to be regular maintenance, and it needs the attention of government on private agencies, because at the end of the day, villagers will not be able to maintain it on a long-term perspective. So the government has to come up along with certain NGOs, non-governmental organizations, for them to see if the entire health aspect is being taken care or not. If all the bacteria and all etc. where the villages are building, I hope they are not building it inside within a farmland. I hope, so all these measures and all these checks need to be put in place. So for that, the government health department or the sanitation department, they all need to interfere, right?